Hello again and welcome to Social Studio. It's your boy Taris in the kitchen, the one and only. You know what it is. Thank you guys for tapping in again for another video in our YouTube channel that we are trying to basically grow and give you guys information. Today we'll be basically doing something pretty simple, going through a mixing template that I always use whether I'm getting vocals from a client, whether I recorded the clients, whether it's my songs or my artist songs, all that stuff. So I'm going to be running you through the templates of basically how I import stems into my session and get them ready to mix. Doing that, basically, you'll see how I group things, how I basically have my things in folders and organization and color code them so that, I can always navigate through my session easily. I will leave a link down below for you to actually download the templates and actually see how you can implement it into your own sessions and your own music. Also, do get our frequency cheat sheet that we put up a couple weeks ago. We will be giving you guys a couple PDFs and information charts to do with music in that form. So yeah, do stay updated and do stay put. So without a second to waste, let's get right into it, where I do break down my template that I use in all my sessions. Once again, you can download it down below. So yeah, let's get right into it.
Okay, so what we have here is the template itself. It has no audio, no plugins, nothing, as you can see. All we have is the Listen Hub. It's a really good plugin. What you can do with Listen Hub is listen to whatever you have going through your audio in different ways. Either swapping the left and right stereo, listening to just the left, listening to just the mono. You can actually do different volumes of loudness. You can match the input loudness, you can dim the whole thing, you can mute, it's pretty much an all-in-one plugin that you can use to do a lot. That's all I have in my template. It gives you also your LUFS and your PSR dynamics, the weights, you have bands which you can solo as well. So it's a pretty useful plugin, that's why I have it in my thing. So to break down the template itself, we'll start with the beat, basically, all the instrumental stuff we put here. This is where it goes. We have its own folder. How the folders are broken down is we have an int. Let me just make things bigger so it can be easier to see. We have an instruments folder. This is where you'll have all your sounds, being your horns, your pianos, your acoustic guitars, electric guitars. Sometimes I add folders within these folders. So this is where you'll have them go. And then the synth basses will be all your low arps and your any synthesized basses other than like your Moog basses and stuff, other than your low end being your 808s and your bass guitar. Those usually go to my lows. This is the lows, which is in drums and lows. The lows basically keep all that stuff I just mentioned, where you have now drums under the lows. The drums are your kick, your snare, everything to do with the drum kits will go under drums. Perks, you know what it is, claps, all that stuff. Everything is grouped within these folders, as you can see here. And then you have MISC, which is everything else, your producer tags, blah, 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 and so forth. All these folders go to one folder called beats, as you can see. And that beat is this folder here. Why I use folders instead of buses? I like to close and open stuff. It's easier to navigate around my session. So that's why I'll be using folders instead of buses. And yeah, pretty much. Keeping in mind, I will be dropping this template down below so you guys can download it and use it towards your own advantage. Feel free to change whatever you need to move things around, make it yours. We're here by beat now. Everything goes to the beat. And then the beat, I've got a beat FX. This is where I'd keep my drum parallels, I'd keep my reverbs, I'd keep my delays and stuff. All my auxes for the beat would go here. And that also goes to beat by FX along with the beat folder. So all these things below here end up all in this one folder, which is called beat by FX. From there, I've separated them into now my vocals. My vocals is pretty much a similar thing. I have my vocal effects being my reverbs, my parallels, my, everything else. I've just added standard ones. I always build on what I have already, of which you also can. Having that set up makes it easy for me to mute my vocal effects if I need to and have all my dry stems actually playing, or bounce. It makes it easy for me to bounce things around when I have it in folders like this. So in my vocals folder, I have my dedicated record track. Usually I add auto-tune or whatever the artist would need to hear at that moment. And then from that, I have my leads folder, which I will keep my chorus. I have my backings folder, I have my harmonies folder, my ad-libs, pretty much similar scenario to the beats. That's how I do my things, yeah. The vocal effects and the vocals all route to a folder called vocals plus effects. That's the mother folder and the father folder. So I don't know who's the mother, who's the father, but that's how I see it. With that being said, both the mother and the father go to one folder called mix bus. This is where I basically do all my processing for the mix, where I have my vocals and everything going. Everything essentially goes to this bus. I'll usually have my maximizers, my limiter, my tape saturation, all the good stuff, and my final bus compression. I'll have it all in here. But I usually start on a clean slate. Not every song is treated the same. Once I've dragged stuff all in these folders, I usually group them. I have a group for the instruments, for the synth basses, blah, 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 blah. But usually I'll have everything grouped, which is the most essential one. So when I have everything grouped here, meaning in my groups here, let's see if I have them now. No, I do not. I usually create them as I go. Having everything grouped means I can turn things down using the groups. I can actually edit things using the groups. It's easier. So yeah, I usually have them grouped at a later stage. I don't right now for starters. So I do keep things simple when I'm starting out, so I don't have to stress much about all the kinks and clinks. The master is basically my ears, the monitors I'll be using at that moment. Never really use much of it. It's for monitoring. I usually bounce my mix bus when I'm done. So it's ready for mix and it goes from my mix bus. Like I said, I will be having this available for download for you to use if you use Pro Tools, if you use any other DAW. Unfortunately, I don't mix on those, so I cannot provide you a template.
So that's it, guys, for today. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can get all our other videos that we'll be releasing and the ones we've released before. And also follow us on Instagram, TikTok. We are on those platforms as well to stay updated and download our latest content that will be on our website. Should you be interested in getting your song mixed by us or mastered by us, let us know. We have a website. Use the link in the bio to basically book a session, request to reach out to us, and we'll see how we can help you with your sound. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you for watching this video, and drink more water.